Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be video number 3 of a 5-part series that I wanted to chronicle, talking about my new health journey that I've been going on, but more specifically, these videos are focusing on my journey with what we call cycle syncing and the different phases of cycle syncing. And so again, there are 4 phases to cycle syncing. So you have your menstrual phase, you have your luteal phase, you have your follicular phase, and you have your ovulatory phase. And in my last video, I was going through and speaking of and talking about my luteal phase. So again, just to recap, the luteal phase is 10 to 14 days prior to your menstrual starting. And this is when your progesterone is much higher, and you need certain foods and you need to equip your body with certain nutrients during that time of the month to prepare you for that phase. So again, it goes back to foods that are high and rich in vitamin C, and focusing on foods like sweet potato, pumpkin, dark leafy greens like kales and collards. And those are just a few of the food items that I'm mentioning. That is not an all-encompassing list, but the focus is the different nutritional needs that your body needs during that time. So again, like I mentioned, if you are on some type of meal plan like myself, again, I'm doing a diet, an anti-inflammatory diet right now. You can search and go on YouTube or Google or whatever and find those foods that are high in those particular nutrients of what you need in the luteal phase, and you can get creative and play around with it. Like I mentioned in the last video, being on this anti-inflammatory diet has caused me and allowed me to actually get back into the kitchen, because I actually really do like cooking and creating things, or finding a video or a meal or something on TikTok or YouTube that I actually want to try and get creative in the kitchen. So after the luteal phase, I can honestly say my focus on that with the meal plan that I'm in and the meal plan that I'm on with my personal trainer, I had a very successful luteal phase. I didn't bend to any particular cravings. I may have wanted some, but I'm going to speak about that right now, talking about the menstrual phase. But I did very well during that phase. And then, of course, my cycle started. And I knew my cycle was coming for a few reasons. Of course, I, recognized the changes in my body, but also I have an app that actually helps me track my cycle as well. So it's attached to a watch that I have as well, and it's an app called GloryFit, and it kind of lets me know around about time of when my cycle is actually expected to start. And again, like I mentioned earlier, during each phase of these cycles, your body needs it has different nutritional needs, and so one of the things that your body needs during the your menstrual cycle or your menstrual phase is your body starts to crave different things like fats and caffeine and alcohol, right? So you need certain foods or you need to make sure you're putting certain nutrients in your body to help remedy that, because when you're eating foods that are full of fat, sugar, alcohol, caffeine, guess what it's doing to your body? It's causing inflammation in your body. And if you've been watching all of my videos, my first initial video talked about my journey to finding out about all the inflammation that was in my body, which led me to the anti-inflammatory diet, which also led me to the metabolic clearing program that I was on as well. So again, a lot of what's going on in our body, a lot of diseases are caused by inflammation. So we have to make sure we're focused on what we can do and what we can eat, our sleeping habits, workout habits, and all of those things, so that it doesn't have an impact or cause inflammation in our body. And so again, like I said, we want to focus on avoiding fat, caffeine, alcohol, and things of that nature, because it can cause inflammatory things in your body. And then you want to focus on certain foods. So foods that are rich in iron. So you want to eat eggs. You want to eat beans. Again, dark leafy greens. It sounds like that's just going to be the thing in any phase that you go through out of these 4 phases. So making sure you're focusing on those things. Avocado, mango, cashews, different kind of nuts, right? Again, this list is not all encompassing. But find something that has some of these foods that I mentioned that you love and incorporate it, so you can give your body what it is that you need. Now, I mentioned in my last video what happens during my menstrual phase, right? All of a sudden, somewhere, a burst of energy comes out of somewhere, and my strength my endurance just shoots through the roof on how much work I want to do in the gym or working with my trainer, right? But that also has a lot to do with what I'm feeding my body at that time, right? Am I making sure my body gets enough protein that it needs, right? Is my body getting enough of the carbohydrates that it needs, right? Is my body getting enough of the fats that it needs? But again, as soon as I hit mid-cycle, my energy took off, right? And I go in the gym and I'm killing it. I'm busting it out. I'm giving my trainer all I got. The only thing that I don't have is the running. That is something I don't look forward to at all. But then also I started doing something new. Instead of working out every day and trying to work out 7 days a week and killing myself, I really have incorporated and started focusing on a rest day. So Wednesdays are my rest day now. And I mean, I don't do anything but get up. I have a slow morning. I turn on my lofi beats. I get my things prepared. I go to work and I come home and I do not go to the gym, and I do my best to go to bed at a decent time. But Wednesdays is my rest day. And then my active rest day is actually on Sunday. So for instance, today, I look forward to this every Sunday night. Now, me and some of my girlfriends, we actually go on a 5-mile trail walk. And we're walking, of course, at a speeded pace. I'm trying to beat our previous times, but it is the most perfect thing. And so again, this is an example of low intensity, steady state cardio. We put on our weighted vest, or we have on our ankle weights as well. And we're just doing letting that be our active rest day. I am one of those people who probably didn't understand how important having a rest day is, right? Because I think in my mind, oh, I'm losing, all the muscle I built, or, the results that I worked on. But no, your body and your muscle actually, it breaks down when you're working out, especially if you start strength training. And so then your body needs time to actually repair so you can get the physique that you want. So one of the things that I'm being very specific about right now is the body type that I want to focus on. I am focusing on having a more athletic build, right? I've lost the weight. I can lose the weight. I think the lowest I ever got down to was 185 pounds. That was due to a lot of running. I was preparing for a 5K at that time, rugged maniac to be exact. So we was jumping over fire, crawling in water, running, mud, all of these things, right? But my body was in the best shape ever, but I didn't have the muscular tone that I want. So that is actually something that I'm focusing on right now. So that means I have to make sure that I'm giving my body rest. I have to make sure I'm doing my best to go to bed earlier than usual. And so I had a very successful menstrual cycle this time. I'm actually, like I said, I was diagnosed with fibroids over a year ago. And my cycles, of course, were very different, very much heavier than I had ever expected. But right now I'm starting to see my cycle go back to its normal 3 to 5 days, not being as heavy, and being comfortable with them getting back to the norms of actually what they were. And I think a lot is going into that. I think it's the nutrition, right? I think it's what I'm focusing on and what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body, my anti-inflammatory diet. I really believe this metabolic clearing program actually helped out a lot as well. So I'm looking forward to going and doing that again. And so I just wanted to come back and share how successful my menstrual phase was, because I am focusing on the things that I need to focus on in each cycle. So again, like I said, this was video number 3 of a 5-part series. And so I'll come back with my next video. So we're going to be going into my follicular phase and talking about the changes in my body, what's happening with my hormones, my estrogen and progesterone, talk about the foods that I'm eating, the workouts I'm doing, and things of that nature. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop a message below and reach out to me. I really, really think if you take some time and do some research on cycle syncing, it could actually change your life. It can open your mind so that you can have a better fulfillment about your body and what's happening and what's going on, and just knowing that you actually have control over what's occurring in your body. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to put the questions below. If you know me, you can give me a call, reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, and I will see y'all soon.